Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing great. I'm starting my live chat and just hoping everybody is doing good today. It's been one of them days, but you can always get through everything that you face. But anyways, my topic discussion is called passions to create and apply pressure and being persistent and keep pushing our journeys to get consistent, transform when we're not expecting it, and staying determined to standing out of your own way. Um, and what is it? Accepting to help more. Helping you move on. Harsh circumstances leave hidden gems of answers you needed to stay consistent. Don't place folks at a higher caliber than they refuse to reach. And actually got another one. Hey Miranda, how are you? I was about to text you, girl. I was like, wait a minute, I already told her I was gonna have it at 7:30. But yeah, and my other topic is this is the moment to go all in. Let the madness be the key essentials to stay motivated and determined. God and universe had to turn up the heat to our circumstances to take us out of the zones of comfort. When I say that mess is really going on, it's like hello, it's like Hoskio cheeks. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I apologize if I mess that up. I apologize. But I hope y'all are doing good today. A lot of people are going in solitude right now. Yeah, I'm actually doing good, but it's just like me trying to move and stay consistent, and it can get kind of, aggravating at times when you're just trying to do stuff and it's not working out. It's like, hey, if it was meant to be, it's gonna happen. If not, keep going. So it's just like a lot of people, as well as you said, as yourself, we've been going in solitude just to be able to go through self-assessments and seeing where we need work at, being able to, let ourselves be patient in very intense situations, being able to try to see the positive and negative circumstances. A lot of times it's like, yeah, that's why I have to go into hermit mode. Girl, I already know. I already know. I've been in and out of it, because lately before I was doing videos like every other day, but it was just so many different things was going on into my life, and it was just like a railroad. But a lot of times those things happen to open your eyes to a lot of different things and becoming acceptant of certain things in certain ways. And these are the things that really truly help us grow and to appreciate them. And a lot of things is like brought up to our attention or something. It's just like, don't allow yourself to take life too seriously. Other people's actions, do not allow that to take personal. Those, a lot of times, those are the challenges. The trivial situations is the ones that strengthen you, not allowing yourself to take, other people's projections seriously, and just allow you to be able to move on. And sometimes, if you've gone through so much at one time, it's just like, what, just breathe. Take that moment out, and allow yourself to get back in that, get back into your form. A lot of times we tend to allow situations, energy, other people's projections to, take us out of our, out of our peaceful element. And you have to be able to allow yourself to know you better than that. Don't be petty, allow yourself to say, God bless you. Just sit up here and use that negative situation for a positive outcome and keep moving. So I'm letting it do that. But I guess it's just with me, my sleep pattern is off. I went to sleep at like 4 o'clock this morning and didn't really get that much sleep. And then it was just like, let me sleep in for a minute, and then woke up, it was like 11 o'clock. So it's like, I'm probably still a little bit sleepy, but I'm still trying to be productive and keep moving and trying to do like, multitasking at the same time. But, it's like with these, with the transition and the moon phases we've been having, it just seems like that occurrence has came like back to back to back. Lit up my, what is it, Palo Soto, something like that. But it's very, it's very peaceful. So, it's just like a lot of things that's going on in our lives that so many people can say, what, I was going through that as well as, in my life. Your emotions is all over the place. You get hard on certain things. It's just supposed to be like a point and then move on. And a lot of times like, no, but I'm really trying to understand. It's like, look, you're already stop going back when it's supposed to be overlooked and just keep moving. So it's just like, right now, whatever your creativity is, universe tends to put a lot of speed bumps in there. The devil and God go hand in hand, but they got two different agendas for it. Devil will be doing something to place distractions and doubts and, destruction into your life, the 3Ds. Or, God uses this as, applying yourself to, no matter what it's looking like at that time, just allow yourself to keep moving. I'm going to slow stuff down a little bit. I'm going to bring in some distractions just to see if you're going to stay focused on what's truly important. Allow yourself to sit up here and get frustrated about things that are just set up for illusion. Yes, I was a little I was in a little depression episode, and I was like, no, I can't stay there. Yes, it's like, it's okay for you to sit with your emotions and say, you know what, I'm going through different changes in my life, which is going to open up a lot of different feelings, a lot of different emotions, because it's like when things start getting uncomfortable, it's because you already know your path is designed for something far more better than you can even just grasp the concept of, or, you're leading into a path that's going to uplift you. Certain things are brought into your life to teach you more about yourself, and even if it has something to do with a situation or a person, it's more about focusing on you. You have that choice to choose. Are you going to allow certain things that are just like real stupid, immature, petty? You going to allow that just to irritate you, or you're going to allow yourself to just really observe it? And it's like, you know what? I needed that. Thank you. It just reminded me. Keep on moving. Keep on doing what you need to do. And, so it's just like when you go through that time, you really have to allow yourself to just, don't sit and sulk in that situation, but allow yourself, hey, Harris, what's up? Yeah, 100% self-love. You have to. You really, really, really have to, because you go through so many different things. And it's just like sometimes you have to just really remind yourself is look how far you came. Look how many other things you felt like that you wouldn't be able to conquer, but some kind of way, universe done made maneuvers that everything still goes in your favor. Even when it feels like it's going against it, it's preparing you for something so much better. So they tell you, keep on persisting, being more about it. If you feel like certain things, because sometimes it just depends. If you got OCD and ADD like I do, I get bored if I keep doing the same thing over and over again. So I have to, switch it up, and start doing different things. So I set myself on a routine, because a lot of times, as you say, even, a lot of times it's good for you even set your own self up for commitment and say, you know what, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to allow myself to go out. And even if it's in nature, have me a little nice nature walk, because it's like where I'm at in Georgia, it's hot as hell. You just went outside for a minute, like about 10-15 minutes ago, and it felt so good because the sun went down a little bit, because it's just like even when it's fall here, it still feels summer. So just being able to breathe that air and just connect with connect with nature, because so much, you're communicating with nature through the animals, through the way the breeze comes up, or, certain things that you may see that may catch your eye, that's giving you that spiritual, totem, even if it's an animal or something, you may see a squirrel or something like that. And it's like, don't take life so seriously. Allow yourself to enjoy the moments, even though it's hard to be able to do that at certain times through certain climates, or certain people, or even certain situations. But they want you to be able to, don't allow yourself to be gloomed at certain things, because that's what, the devil is hoping you do, so they want you to be able to allow yourself to say, you know what, let me do things that's going to uplift me. Let me allow myself to, do different things that, can make me laugh, because it was just like, when I was on my solitude, I try to watch a lot of different things that make me laugh and stuff like that. It's like that was just like yesterday, spent time in nature. Yeah. And said, did some journaling and had a few realizations. Yeah. Because a lot of things, it's like, it's helping you clear your mind when you allow yourself to understand and be honest with yourself. Because a lot of things is directing us to take, even if it's just like, you got good friends you can talk to, a lot of things is telling you, don't talk about it to other people. Allow yourself to deal with this on your own. There are certain things you can't speak on. Yeah, it's like the more you climb up the ladder, the more the devil gets pissed. You already know. Because it was just, I was doing all my stuff today, and I was just like so proud of myself, because it's just like, I'm allowing myself to get in that routine. Because a lot of times we can allow ourselves to say, oh, we're going to do this, and you can start something and not finish it. So now it's at that time, stay consistent about that. You stay productive, allowing yourself to stay consistent with those different things. And it's like, if you're getting new passionate ideas that you really say, you know what, this is something new, I may want to try it out just to see, because you never know, it may ignite something that you didn't even know that was lying within you. You open up Pandora's box in a good way, and find out something about yourself you never knew was there. So it's just like different things brings up different strategies in your life. And a lot of times they'll bring just different things up, even with toxic attachments, certain things will come up and try to trigger you. And it's just like, are you going to allow that situation to trigger you? Or are you going to allow yourself to learn from that and just say, you know what, I needed that. It reminded me, but let me just keep going, and those are the things you can really grow from, and there's different things that's coming up, because I know a lot of people are going through visions. You're having a lot of daydreams, and there's a lot of different things that may come up that you may see through, what is it, like social media, or certain things that come up. Especially, I don't watch TV. I watch a lot of things on like Netflix or my other movie websites, or YouTube. I stay on those different things. So it's like certain things, I'm gonna go ahead and write, because a lot of times when you write and you're trying to make sense of certain patterns that you may carry, it gives you a broader perspective of that. And so when you can take note of that, you can say, you know what, I'm glad I did that. Or, even speaking towards, if you have that gift to where you can speak to the spiritual realm as well as the physical, a lot of times your loved ones or your guides will come up, and you'll start having that connection with them. They're giving you that guidance that you didn't know you may have even needed at that time. So it's just giving you that balance you have, because it's like a lot of things may have felt bumpy, but now it's giving you that balance that you needed. Like, I needed to go through that extra push. A lot of times things will aggravate you, and it leads you towards that truth that you need to find within yourself, or within that situation is taking you to that next step or your next level. So, it's allowing you whatever, you've been led to be able to do. You have to stay really consistent with it, because when you start saying more consistent with it, it's like hidden gems of information is coming about. I don't want to keep on saying hidden gems so much, because I've been saying that like 3 or 4 times today. But yeah, you're getting prepped for that, because those are things that's really allowing you to learn more about yourself and more about your gifts that you carry. Because I know there's a lot of different things that is coming up that people didn't realize that was, it was attached to them in that spiritual vibration. And it's just allowing you to just be able to, have a broader perspective. Everything that's unfolding into your life this, can be very beneficial to you. Or, certain things that change in direction, because a lot of times we can get in panic mode if you feel like your destination is just like straightforward, and the next thing you know, that is expired, so they're telling you to go a different way, and you all of a sudden panic mode, like, wait, I actually like this. It was like, well, it's comforting, but it's just like a lot of times you even get burnt out on what you're saying. I'm like, yes, ma'am, and it's just like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. But it's just like, no, you finished on this part right now. Or maybe I just need you to take a pause right now, but I'm going to redirect you into something that is going to, this is going to help you. This is going to be something that can add on to what you're already doing already. But it's just like that. You done gave a lot of attention to that. Now I need to go ahead and change you into a different perspective so you can focus on something else. So then you're like, oh, okay, that's what I needed in my life. And you'll start being appreciative. And when you allow yourself to like step in nature, you're writing down your thoughts. Because it's like right now, I know a lot of people are not, at least the people I'm connecting with, they're being more to themselves and not more of being chatty, towards each other, because it's just like universe is telling you to back up. This is that time that you need to focus on yourself right now, especially with the platform that I have. It was like nerve-wracking. I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything. They'll say, yes, you are, but it's just, you got to take yourself out of that loop, because you're put in that moment right there and you're good. Now we need you to back up and do something else. So I'm like, okay, I got it. All right, you're going to do that. So those are the things that when you your journey is going to be in constant change. Is that recharge and totally get that? Yeah, you have to be able to do that sometimes. And that's very therapeutic, when you can allow yourself to just, put yourself on your own little paradise, whatever it is, whether it's like, when you get your alone time and, it's just like, I love my alone time when my daughter and her friends are not here, or my ex is going off doing whatever he wants to do. I can play my music as loud as I want to, and just party like a rock star. It's like, I'll be introverted. I like being by myself. But I said the only time I have people that I really talk to on a regular is here. So it is just like I had to be able to back up, because it's just like everybody's energy and frequency is set, because everybody needs, back up and go ahead, because there's different things that, may be going against that. So it's just, sometimes, you're worrying about different things that, hasn't happened, or, oh Lord, there it goes, hasn't happened, or things that we're trying to just apply pressure, not on that, but allow yourself to be doing things that lift you, things that bring you joy into your life. If you need to meditate. If you need to, sage, with different things, sage, do that, allow yourself to write, do your, if we have like, what is it, like the river walk and stuff like that. And it's so peaceful to go near the river, and just listen to the water, hitting in different currents. It's very peaceful. But, it's just like, but with the weather here, it's just, I can't deal with it. Half the time I'll be ready to come out like late in the noon time, and just go outside and just, listen to nature. And it's very peaceful. Or, if you haven't been able to sleep, try to catch up on your sleep, because there's a lot of things where you're purging so much and it's making you very lethargic, or, you have low frequency. Because a lot of times it's like when you're really allowing yourself to just accept everything the way it's going, and it's just not, looking at it in a negative way, or even certain things that has came up to the surface that really disturbed you. And it's just like, I'm allowing myself to cut that off. It's not doing nothing except keeping me in a vibration I don't need to be in anymore. I need to be happy. I need to be at peace. If I can't control that, it's out my control. So let me allow myself to do that. Hey, Jessica, I feel major hermit energy and artistic uploads. And it's just like, yeah, it's just like, you have to be able to get off to yourself, so you can really allow yourself to think about what you need to do. What is your next steps that you need to do? Certain things is going to uplift you. Certain things is going to, broaden that creative vibration that universe is really urging us to be able to do right now. And it's like, Kamo's definitely called me. Yes. It's just like everybody's, because I kept hearing when I was doing my videos earlier, it's like the cosmic, what is it? Cosmic consciousness. It's like it's heightened, and it can drop real quick, and it's chopping back up again. So it can make you feel like you're going through a high low, because it's kind of like a push and pull. It's like you're into that new energy and you've gone to that next level, but there are certain times that you may fall back and out, because sometimes you will be quick to react on certain things, and you fall right back, and they're like, no, come back up, you've been doing good, and it's okay, you caught yourself this time. But when you can allow yourself to say, you know what, I'm going back into that negative Nancy type vibration, or being that, pessimistic Patty, I need to get back into that positive Peter, or whatever, so you're going through these many changes. It can have you like all over the place. And this is that time they're saying, seek solitude. This is that time that you really need to, invest in yourself. A lot of times that, sometimes it's even in vibrations, we tend to take on other people's issues instead of just like, let me just give you, some good, vibrations. But sometimes we don't realize we leave ourselves open, and you start taking on to that emotion. And those are the things that you really have to be able to, whoa, let me just, shield myself. Let me do that and allow myself to move on. So I just been, because I've taken so much time off to where I just, I left, allow myself to really just go through those, initial changes. But then I had to get back onto that routine again. And it's kind of like, it's okay, but I'm trying to get back into it. And it's just like with the vibrations changing so much, it can be a little bit irritating, but then it's just like, hey, there's different emotions that's coming up because you're facing a lot of different things. You're not allowing yourself to say, this is too uncomfortable, because they're telling you to step out your comfort zone, find different ways that, that can take you towards that next level and stop, focusing on things that you already know the reason why certain things are happening. So just allow yourself to just curve it and just think of things that's going to uplift you in those positive ways. But I know there's a lot of transition that's going on, and sometimes, like I said just a few minutes ago, it's like a push and pull. So they're saying get out that way. There's different things that's changing in your timeline right now, and sometimes if we're so focused on wanting certain, we want to go a certain direction, but universe is like, no, keep moving this way. But it's like, but there's something that way. I'm like, no, no, you don't need to be there. It was like, we'll take care of that. And it's like, I've been noticing that. So it's just like, you can get frustrated and just like, all right, fine. And you still, even though that's for your best benefit, and the universe is right. It's just a lot of times it's like you want to be hard-headed. You know how, we can be like big kids and be hard-headed. But I want to do this way. No, you cannot right now. I told you to just sit there, and you have to be able to do that. And even like right now, I can be like, I'm going through a hot spell. Like I'm not in my, menopause changed. I'm not in that stage, but it's just like, I get very cold and then I get very hot. Like right now I'm trying to center myself because I was just like, I got to do this. I got to do that. And it's just like, girl, calm down. Damn. Just calm down. And so I'm trying to woo-saw because it's just like, I'm very hyped, and then it's just like a little aggravating because I'm just trying to center myself and it's just very hyped. So it's just like, girl, if you don't get yourself together. And it's hot too. So I'm just like, I've been getting a whole lot of ice, and then the next thing you know, I'll be cold again. So I know a lot of us are going through like a DNA restoration and regeneration. So it's like going through all that. Like it's messing with your appetite. It's messing with your emotions. Your dreams is even getting crazy, because sometimes my dreams get all like, whoa, hold up. No, wake up, wake up. Or, if I do my meditation and I'm even feeling sad, all of a sudden I'll just have this vibration. I think it's more of just being showing gratitude and just seeing how much, the universe is, gave you that extra push when you felt like I can't go anymore. It's like, no, we got you. It's like, I'm tired. And it's just, this is going on. It's like, can you change it right now? No. Can you make bounds, and fold it up right now? No. Then keep going, because a lot of times we add stress there when it don't even supposed to be there. You know how we add more to it when, add more vibrations to resistance instead of allowing yourself to flow like a current. A lot of times we just go against it. And they're telling you, step out your own way. And then it's just like different situations. You may have been having people like, your energy has changed. And there's a lot of things where people that you haven't talked to in maybe months or maybe even 2 years are starting to hit you up, giving you texts, or, they're sending you different email or on different social media sites. They're trying to send you another friend request. And it's just like some of them you just, you disconnected from and don't have any kind of connection with them no more. I'm like, who is that person again? And I'm like, Dad, you're not trying to be mean or, like cocky or anything like that. But it's just like, it don't matter who it is, but just remember, we took them out your life for a minute. Don't bring them back in. Don't bring it back in. No, because it's just a lot of times you don't know what kind of agendas people are coming back into your life for. Or there'll be certain people that are just trying to just keep you in that loop. And you're just like, ooh, do you? I do me, whatever I got going over here, I'm on my business. You stay over there. So you're having a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of old people are coming to reach out, because sometimes you can go through different things. You're like, my situation isn't changing. I'm getting aggravated. I put in the work like they told me to put in work. You wanted me to cut off cords. I cut off cords. You wanted me to forgive. I did that. So why is my situation not changing? You don't realize that situation is really changing you. And for that to happen, they will bring people back into your life. And you see that energy has gotten just like, wait a minute. Or even new people are coming into your life, and it may leave that, should I allow that person to follow me? If you're on IG or whatever, or, because even like Miranda, you already know, if you're on, Instagram, there may be certain people that, if you don't have your account on private, I got mine on private. So you have to have permission to follow me. I ain't got no daggone time. I got that. But it's just like you may be open to that, and then all of a sudden someone's telling you block it, or you don't know why. And it's just like, you need to go ahead and listen to that, your intuition. They're telling you to block it. You don't ask no questions. They know more than what you do. They know what situations that are not up to good, that can be very self-destructive in your life. And so it's just like, if you don't have your account private, I'm suggesting you better put it private, because it's just the fact is, when you're on a different vibration, and it don't even have to be very significant, no matter what it is. It's just like, there are so many people that are oppressed, or they're on this agenda to be very self-destructive, and they want you on that bandwagon. So if you don't have your account private, sis, go ahead and put it private. And any people that you already know, it's like with me, or anybody, if they're telling you there's certain things you need to start eliminating out of your life. And if you're at that point and you start seeing different names, different symbolisms that may attach to a certain person, that brings up to your memory, yeah, it makes sense too. Because I've been feeling very, it's like, okay, yes. It's like 1 second, you probably went back and say, hold up, wait a minute, I'll be right back, let me go ahead and make that private. Please do that, because there'll be somebody that's going to come follow you and it's like, hey, I really love your post, or I really heard a lot about you, can I follow you? I'm good, I'm good. I'm like, no, hey, Jennifer, what's up? He's like, hey, Georgia, what's up, spirit fingers. Yeah, so you're going through that. You're really going through that, where there's a lot of people are coming back and saying, hi, stranger. No, keep going. It's like, thank you for stopping by, but I'm good. Or even there's certain people that you may need that initial closure and say, hey, I'm glad you reached out to me, and I love you more. Thank you, Jennifer. I love you more. It's like, hey, I'm glad you reached out to me, but hey, we separated for a reason. But there's a lot of times, you may still be friends with people, and they're on their journey, and and you're going on yours, and that's fine. But if you get that intuition to where that energy is like, I don't know if I want to mesh with that again, that's telling you, let your intuition guide you to do what you need to do. Because a lot of times you have to understand, sometimes it feels like, oh, I really care for that person. It can be, somebody you really on that cosmic vibration with. But if they did that shift and they already see like something about to blow up in your face, please go with your gut feeling. Block. Return to sender. Don't do it. No, just allow yourself to do that. So history is starting to repeat itself, because a lot of times when you feel like your circumstances haven't changed, and they may not have, but you were there for it to change you. Yes, it took me 40 years to figure that out. And a lot of time, and it can make us feel like, why am I so slow? I even hit the slow button way too slow. But you had to go through those series of sequence. Allow your gut feeling to guide you. Those feelings ain't coming up for a reason, because there's sometimes it's like I was just saying, Miranda or whoever else is here, I said, somebody can send you, whatever, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, even here, it'll be certain people like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll accept you. But then something's like, if you feel shifty about that, allow yourself to say no. Because if it's not a definite yes, and you're like, no. Because especially if you've gone through so many different times where you have true intentions, about your intentions, but you don't know it's somebody else. And it doesn't matter how long you've known them, if it's family. I tell people real quick, I don't talk to none of my family. I say even my kids, it's not even something like that. But we, they're on their own lives because they're all grown, and we talk moderately, and that's okay, because everybody got their life to live. Everything is going on. As long as my kids are safe and they're in good hands, I'm good. If they need me to talk, I'm here, but these are that things where you're on your own agenda right now. You're clearing, you're doing a very big emotional clearing. So it's like a lot of times we don't want to do it because it could have been somebody you've known since high school. I have 3 friends. It was 3 friends that I talked to that I was still friends with back all the way in 6th grade. I'm 44. And I had to recently just cut some people off because it was just like, oh, it's just for that moment when it was beneficial towards you. That's when you had talked to me. And I said, I'm not going to take it personal, but I'm going to go ahead and cut that cord. I'm not going to be that, you know, and or certain people just come back, oh, I haven't talked to you for a while, but hey, can I get some money? I was like, who are you again? And certain things are coming up that's really coming down. Yeah, it's like I was in jail for like 5 weeks because of me ignoring my truth, trying, to help a stranger. It's like that. Miranda, I know you did exactly what I said you're going to do. You probably went back and did exactly what I said, Miranda, if you need to go do your business on your thing, because even whatever social media you have right now, and you're saying, you know what, universe, you're wanting me to self-assess myself. If there's some people that are not in my life that doesn't supposed to be there, can you guide me towards what I need to take out my life? And you're going to clear. I had people on my old account on Facebook. I had over 3,000 people. Now I probably got about 2. And the same thing with my other one. I started taking myself out of a lot of those groups, because I mean, it's just like certain things. I'm just like, is that I did. I already knew what you were doing. That you were like, I'll be right back. I already knew what you were doing. You did that little church finger thing. And you're like, I'll be back. I'll be right back with you. I already knew what you were doing. That's why I busted out laughing, and even if, because I don't know, do you do tarot cards readings? If you, because I forgot because I know you do some different stuff on your thing, but if it's somebody that does, because they're showing me these cards, and whoever's doing it, no. Okay, you do, but somebody else is coming in, and it's no, because I don't see your hand. Your hand is, if your hand's going to show, it's going to have me slide like this, but somebody's, doing some stuff they're not supposed to do. You already know how tarot card work. People be trying to curve and say, hey, can I do this and this and this and that? You already know how the universe works. You don't do that. That one girl, some people that, like, if you're helping them finding them the rings, see, you already know. It's like, I don't even do tarot card readings. I used to, but I'm just like, no, I'm good. I'm my own tarot card. Everybody like, do Ouija boards? No, I'm my own spirit board. At least I know I'm getting in contact with who I need to get in contact. Spirit boards, I had to do a Candyman thing. Don't say that. You have to be able to do that. And it was actually funny. I was doing, what was it? Not chat from yesterday, but it was a few days ago. I think that was in that one. And all of a sudden that Candyman thing came up when it was talking about with Marie Mckoy. Creepy because same last name, different spelling. And it went like this and went like that. It was like, okay, it was certain things that's coming up where it's speaking to you. It's certain things that's speaking to you, like, don't say that. Don't think it, don't say it. And just curve it. Just keep going. So a lot of things is like, it's coming into your life where people won't come at you and be negative. You have to be able to hold yourself. Yeah, I was thinking that movie earlier. Yeah. I'm done with you, Miranda. I ain't gonna be doing it with you. I've been stopped being around family because I know I deserve to be treated good. Yeah, because a lot of times people tell me, and I've gone through that, so I completely understand. Because a lot of times we feel like we need to stay in contact because that's our family. That's what we're supposed to do. But if you tell somebody, hey, I don't mind talking to you, but why do you keep, every time I talk to you, you make me feel like you're the thief of joy. Why do you keep doing that? You keep pushing out negativity on me or whatever, and those are the things. And people will tell me, Roslynn, you tell me that you don't talk to any of your family. I don't. And a lot of times they feel like you're that doormat. You're plugged into the narcissistic gaslighting. You supposed to be pumping. Those are the things. No. If you value your peace and value your emotion, no matter how a person, to keep your peace, you have to unfriend people, unfamily people, block people, keep curving. It don't matter. Anything that disturbs your peace, you have to keep working on that. I work on it on the daily. You have to be, because a lot of times because you have to understand, we're dealing with generational curses right now. There are still people that you're working on yours, that because a lot of time people will reflect that you're weak, this and this and that. That's distraction because they're just telling you about how they feel about themselves. Like, oh, so that's how you feel about you. Okay, I understand. No, I'm saying that about you. No, you're telling me how you feel about me, and how you see me is how you see yourself. So I get that, but I'm praying for you. And those are the things you got to do, and those are the things you have to have that power to cut that cord. A lot of times those umbilical cords, like my girl Christina Reynolds say, my umbilical cords, you have to be able to cut those. You are not still in the placenta anymore. You have to be able to do that. You have to. And I mean, yes, it's painful because this is family. A lot of times you'll see posts that will come up and say, you have anything that disturbs your peace. You don't know how many lengths of time you done known somebody and how they connect to you. If it's toxic in your life and it disturbs your peace, disconnect. And a lot of times yours is even in your own surroundings, under your same roof. Those are the things you still got to disconnect. There's so many things I had to sit up here and say, you know what, I needed that. Sometimes you have to be able to have that heartbreak, that kick in the arse for you to be able to say, you know what, I appreciate that, because it shows me where I need to handle, how I need to handle myself, what I need to do in my next direction, because a lot of people are they're walking punishments to their own selves. I learned to love from it. You have to. A lot of times, and it's just like, what, I don't know what this means to you, Miranda, because someone told me direct this to you, and it could apply to you too as well, Jennifer. And it's like, you can be seen but be out of reach. I don't know why they made me say that, and maybe it's to me too. You can be seen but be out of reach. Some people, you have to be able to, I'll send you love from a distance because I already see whatever we're doing here, I'm changing me, but you want to stay the same. And I have to accept that. I got to respect that. But me, I'm not living in that vibration anymore. If you want to break into that house, you go ahead and break into it. I don't live there anymore. I just don't live there anymore. I don't care. You have to be. Okay, so you know what that meant. It's like sometimes you can be seen but not touched. Like, oh, I see there she is. And I'll see some people and I'll see the friend request. I'm like, you don't even like me. What are you doing? Or we've been friends for like 10, 15 years. And as soon as I delete you, you ain't said no likes, you ain't dropped no, even when anniversaries came to my life or whatever, you ain't said nothing. Now all of a sudden when I delete you, hey, why did you believe me? I thought you were dead. I know. I didn't know you were still there. I'll say, so you've been friends with me this whole time, and it can be a whole 24 hours. And people, that's a mental issue with people. If you don't have any good intentions for somebody and you go on like their social media, or you look at their pictures and you just steady hating, or you trying to play something on their name, people are good for that. Even they're saying, don't even post every single thing that you do. If you love, if you go walk out of the beach on your friends, you ain't got to tell nobody, because a lot of time people don't want good for you. They're walking infections. And I'm like, Lord, forgive me for using that. But some people are walking infections. They don't see good going on in their life. They want to be able to plug into that and give you that virus too. And you have to be able to live free, but not everybody needs to know what you're doing. Because it's just like, I had to change my habit. Because usually I'm like, hey, I need to go self-care and stuff like that. Universe, don't say that. It's like, just back up. Don't do nothing. People don't know where to attack. Just like if you moving, they don't need to know that. Just because it don't mean that, you ain't posting, don't mean just allow yourself to just go. You have to be able to do that. So it's just a lot of things. You are the process of elimination. You got good things that's going on in your life, even when it may not be significant to you. Universe is showing you so much right now, and it can be irritating, aggravating, overwhelming. But these are those things, when you get to that point where you're in calmness, you're going to be seeing like, how you see that gif where that little black girl from Blackish, go like that. It's like, you know what? Thank you. I needed to see that. Because sometimes people change these masks up and they forget which one's real. And that one fall off, like, damn, I needed to see that. And yeah, this one guy who was weird obsession as well. Yeah, he said my grandma was communicating with him, saying I was the one. After that, I blocked him. Oh, he does tell. See, I don't like that. I've had somebody ask me that, because it's just like, if I do tarot card readings, number one, if you do tarot card readings on somebody, you need to ask their permission. And if you're doing it in a sneak tip on you trying to ask, but you're not directly asking, that, it's like, universe don't play that, because you already won. That's gonna be shame on you, and you about to mess up your whole life because you trying to sit up here and be ugly towards somebody else. But let me see what's their next step. Now it'd be a different situation if this is something that is trying to hurt you. Like, let me see what that next thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's doing something to try to hurt you and you're trying to see that and you're making that intention to the universe, they don't mind that. But if you're doing something to try to block that person because there's something that's intimidated with you, or you fear that person, or you hate that person out of comparison or whatever, that's going to really mess your whole future up, just because you want to start acting sometimes, you want to act like, okay, I deserve that energy, I deserve that. Mess people up a lot of times for that. Don't realize that, and some people are like that. You the actual, I ain't even gonna lie, you're the only person that I know that I connect with this tarot card reading. I don't play that. Only 2 people here, and that's it. Because it's all them other people that come in like, no. No. They were like, no, It was like, oh, can I read you? No, I can do my own. Thank you, though. And I don't hear nothing else from you because you're trying to get some money. I'm good. I got my own right here. And you have to be that, because some people, you don't know their wicked ways. Hey, Jackson, what's up? How you? Yeah, but it's just like a lot of things. You're seeing a lot of treachery that's coming out. Like, damn, you ain't even being this, inconspicuous about it. That vibe is really, even when it's just like, man, there's something about that person I can't put my finger on. You already know. Nope. Because if it's something that you can't put your finger on, there's a reason for that. You have to be able to allow yourself, if you can't feel that vibration, it's not peaceful. Because even sometimes feel like, that's why I say I feel bad for people that are just now starting to pick up on their spirituality, and not sure on the direction to go, because there are certain things that'll come up and people are like, oh, do you know? Oh, no, please don't bring that energy here with them, and please be careful with them folks. Don't do that. Don't put yourself in that situation, because they're going to have you over here talking about jumping off a bridge. Don't do that, and those are the things I get worried about with other people. I'm vibing kind of weird. I'm seeing my own negative qualities floating in others, and means to work on my own behavior. It's, but this is that self-assessing right now, Jackson. So that's not a bad thing, because when you can allow yourself to say, that person's carrying my traits, that's a strong thing, because you're seeing that like, oh, let me work with myself. Because it was like certain situations I said, oh, pull yourself back. This is okay. This is only illusion. This was a trigger factor to see if that trigger was still there. And that's letting okay, if there's a trigger still there, work on that. That's a strength thing. When you're allowing yourself to project on somebody else because you want to see a reaction, that's not you. That's not you. But it's allowing you to see what's going on. Those things haven't changed, but it's just how you choose to, do them and keep moving. These things, a lot of things are starting to come crystal clear. And this is like, are you going to allow yourself to keep dealing? Or you can allow yourself to just cut that cord and just allow it to be where it is and let it, fall into that process. These are those things, like, you always have a choice, because a lot of times we're like, do I have a choice? Yeah, you do. It's either your choice, or, allow yourself to just act like it's not there and make it a bigger issue, and those are the things that you're doing right now. It's just like, start cutting off those people that you don't talk to, because sometimes people, I used to think myself of being important when I had a lot of people attached to me, and you don't even realize that's going to make you crazy, because you're dealing with so many different energies, and it's just like, they're telling you, keep things to yourself. You don't have to announce everything, even if it's just sometimes like, hey, what you doing? Oh, nothing, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of something else. I don't know, don't even allow yourself to talk about it. Even people are like, well, why don't you talk to me anymore? I'm going on this journey. Please don't take it and it don't even have to do with that person. This is more about what you're needing into your life, because a lot of times as empaths, we place our our emotions and our everything in other people's lives. And it's just like when we need it for ourselves is, you're depleted. You're not even there anymore. And those are the things that's really telling you, this is that time to take care of yourself. If you need that time to really just press pause. And you already know, if you're sitting up here, Miranda, and you're doing tarot cards, though a lot of times all that excess energy, especially, I don't know if you do personal readings or you're just doing them and just whoever applies, and it don't apply, let it fly. Or if it goes to that, I don't know if you do how you do yours, those situations, but a lot of that energy you're bringing in, especially with transitioning, because to me, I'll be guided to be like, okay, when you're going through this big shift, is because it was one when Breezy comes on here, I'm like, hey, look, your spirits just told me to say like this when you show all them cards, and it's like, no, you need to get off for at least about 72 hours and let yourself just, whatever needs to come in, let it come in, because there was a lot of energy that's coming into people's crown chakra and their third eye and their heart, because a lot of you feeling that cracking, and then you're feeling the buzzing, you're hearing the high pitched, levels. So it's just like everything's trying to, your chakras is trying to get aligned. So a lot of times you got to press pause. Yeah, personal readings, but the energy does get heavy. Yeah, because because number one, if you're somebody say, hey, Miranda, can you do me a reading? You're taking that energy in on theirs where they're trying to go through this quest, and you don't realize that's kind of like a spiritual entanglement. Spiritual entanglement. You're taking that on as your own. And sometimes we don't even realize that. And it's just like when you're going through that major shift, you have to take a pause for at least about 72 hours so you can go ahead and cleanse, release whatever that download is. So, you allow yourself to embody that. So it's getting you set and you're purging out the rest. But when you're doing that, when you're having a big shift, because a lot of times when we do that, it's like with the videos. When I do my videos, it's like, man, I'm in my prime. I'm striking while the iron's hot, and not realizing, hey, take a pause for a minute. This is a lot that's coming in, and we need you, neutral. We need you neutral. We need you to be open, because you're taking on too much at one time, and you're going into a spiritual entanglement, and it can get you, because maybe it'll be certain people that you come in, and after you do that, you get kind of anxious a little bit, or it's like, let me get a minute. Shoot, it's like make you want to roll one. Let me go smoke something. Let me, let me go have a glass of wine, something like that. They're telling you through that major shift, because you did what you needed to do when you said, hey, Roz, I just went off for a couple of days. I totally feel you, because I had to do the same thing. And this is that thing where, if you start feeling overwhelmed, or it's just like you're feeling like this is not interesting right now. And it's not the fact that it's not interesting because it's your livelihood, but there are sometimes you have to just allow yourself to press pause. You're going through a huge transformation, and sometimes when you're all the time when you're going through that huge transition, you can't be touched by anybody else's energy. You have to focus on your own, because that can be very harmful to you, because especially you're opening that channel. We're a pendulum at that way, in a spiritual way, positive way, but that's that pendulum. And so you're gathering a whole bunch of energy at that time, that frequency. So you have to allow yourself to let me press pause, and it made me feel like I can get a strong reading, but this is that time, you need to go off to yourself. This is that spiritual retreat we're talking about. You need to, I'll be back in a while, or don't even tell nobody, like, hey, I'll get back with you in a few days. Because a lot of times somebody is, hey, what are you doing, Miranda? Even if it's people that you really talk to, because sometimes you don't know. There's a lot of shapeshifters out there right now. What they call wendigos, skinwalkers. There's a lot of different things that's coming around. We, wolf in sheep's clothing right now. That we, trying to, be a friend, but it's not. It's just like a lot of times you have to understand. And thank you, so true. It is true, because it's like when you become in your oneness, your infinite oneness, you have to understand. It's just like if anybody watched The Predator, if you watch the most recent one, there's always one that's tracking another one. You have to understand, if you're rising and you're good, there's another one rising and they're bad, because they want you to stay oppressed. You have to understand, there's a lot of people that's walking around ignorant and bliss. If you're being open-minded, you're doing the devil's work. I'm like, whatever. He's like, oh, hell yeah, there is. There is, because there's somebody that's close to you. I don't know what it is. There's someone in your spiritual is like, look, I've been trying to tell her, but everything is because you got so much coming on to you at once, and you're trying to take it all on. You're putting all these eggs in the basket, and you're doing good, but it's just a lot of things that's trying to help you is being blocked. So they're telling you it's somebody that you were really clicking with, but there's something's like, what's wrong with them lately? Whoever it is, that one is like, why are you acting like that? That's that main one. You need to, if you start questioning them, that's that time you don't even got to explain to them, just cut them off. I know that may be something you don't want to do. It's like, we always need to keep learning. That's what we're doing. Because there's some times that we stay in connection with people far too longer than we need to. And then we're like, but wait a minute. You tell me but I know that was my friend since kindergarten. I don't care if you know them since, brotherhood from the last life. Cut them off. You don't know what conversation was been going on when you weren't around. So it's just like, oh Lord, because I'm looking at you, and I don't know if you ever seen that movie Get Out. You hear that woman, she crying like, no. So whoever that is with you, it was like, it's like, because it's our energy shift. That wasn't a good thing. That's not your friend. That's not your, at least it is not anymore. Switch sides. Yeah, it was like, whoa. And it was like, so I distanced myself. You did exactly how do you think I'm able to? It's like, oh, Miranda, we got to catch up. Can we do a video chat? No. No. That whoever she is, because she's trying to push up on you. She blocked. Do you need to come right back? I'm like, wait a minute, I'll be right back. Girl, I guess we got to do our little DML, because there's so much energy is coming. I need you to tell her. It's like, whoever that one is shifty. It's like, look, you need to be still, because you moving around too damn much. Sit down. Shut up. And she's doing stuff like that. And he's like, why you keep moving around like that? Cut her out. Clink, clink. Cut off. There's something was going on with you. I don't know what it is, because all your guys are coming, hey, I need you to tell her, because you must have been doing a little bit too much. Because they're coming in like, you need to tell her. It's like, yeah, it's like nowadays I'm a completely different person, because I started learning how to put me first. Yeah, and it makes you feel like, am I being selfish for that? No. If you got something going on that day, because sometimes I used to, you under a psychic attack, because number one, you done jump apes up like two, because people trying to put you in a tower. And it's just like, because I seen tower and those swords. It was like 9 of swords, 2 of pentacles. You'll know what that means. 9 of swords, 2 of pentacles. I had to talk your language. It's like you had to be able to, it was like, what did I say? Tower moment. Because I seen the tower moment, and that showed twice. And the second one, it shows the tower, but then the second one explodes with fire. Then you have 2 of pentacles, 3 of swords. It's just too much that's going on with you right now. Whoever it is, you need to cut them off. It's like, what do you do when you have a friend that is trying to make you jealous? Cut them off. You can care about them from a distance, Jackson. Because it's like, if it's a real friend, why would they want to make you jealous? Because there's something, but you have to understand, this is what our issue is when we're Heyokas. When you're getting strengthened and you start seeing where your good traits are, your bad traits are, your gift is enhanced. And when you're doing that, you're going to bring out a lot of energies, because you're projecting something that they're intimidated by you by. And a lot of times when you create a trigger within somebody, is because you're allowing yourself to go up, and they want to keep you oppressed. Those are spiritual oppressors. Some friends are not your friends. You calling somebody your friend, anybody who is a real friend to you is going to encourage you. They ain't going to make you doubt yourself or want you to compete. That's where they are. When you have to understand, and I forgot I had to do this. Never respond to shade. Okay. The day you won that battle, when they started being bothered, that they showed you who they are, believe them, but you gotta cut them off. Even if it's family, you have to cut them off, because some people feel like, that's my friend, I can do that, they're not going to do anything. I was just like, oh, I was just a bad mood that day. But I love you though. You gotta, no. It's like, that's why the cards kept popping. Yeah, because there'll be a card you'd be shifting, and there'll be that one card that came out 3 times. And whoever that is, you already know. You already know how to get confirmation. They're telling me not to say it, but you already know how you get confirmation in your conversation. If it comes up 3 times in the same way, that's already giving you a hell yes. Oh, cut it off. That girls that had grandkids 24/7. It's like I have to put my foot down at my adult kids, and it's like I need to raise their kids. I've been doing it for years, and I'm learning to give myself a break. Girl, ooh, this sound like my mom, because it's just like, I'm not look, I don't raise my kids. I mean, I don't get to see my grandbaby that much. I'll be like, can I have some of your energy? Be like, right here, Gigi. And give it to me, and that girl, I'll be on and popping. But yeah, I mean, my mom used to say that, like, girl, I done raised y'all, and you were already just like a hell bent yourself. I'm not raising nobody's kids. I don't raise mine. It's time for me to be free. Tell them come get your kids. You had them. I wasn't there when you had them. You got to be able to do that. But yeah, Miranda, you don't already know. You don't shuffle them cards. That 3-1, like, look, if I got to tell you a whole 4th time, I'm about to throw all your tarots in the trash somewhere. So you already know that card done came up 3 times with you. And if it hasn't, it done showed you in a picture, or certain things done popped up on your phone. I don't know if you have screensavers on your phone, but it's like certain things like, oh, that was weird. You already know nothing's by coincidence or accident. So it keeps coming up in many, many things, because it's like tower moment. Then you got the tower that's coming down because you put yourself in the tower. You just came out of retreat. That came down. You starting to realize a lot of different things, but everybody start being shifty. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. You got to be able to go. Yeah, you have to be able to do this. I love having them. It's my favorite time. But LOL, yeah, please give mom him break. Yes, you got to be able to do that. Because a lot of time, I ain't even gonna lie. When my mom was still living, God rest her soul, my mom, I want to go to the club. I'll give you about $40. Can I go? My girl, shoot, I ain't lay up and have them kids. It's like, you going to the club? What, you about to make another one? I'm like, no, hell no. I'm like, no. He was like, boy, bye. You gotta go. And it's how you're a blessing, getting into watching and listening to Thru. I appreciate it. I got my Heyokas thing. I try to bring out truth, but I want you to be able to have fun with it, because we already face enough serious stuff. I like to be a little bit goofy and stupid with mine, a little heavy on the funny. I try to be. But it's just like a lot of things is showing you that. That's why they say calm your voice, calm your mind, because there's so much hidden gems that's coming out right now, where you're seeing, you're moving, you're on that shift. And when you're on that shift, you already know, new levels, different devils, and it's going to keep coming. And a lot of times we hate, like, why do I allow myself to get attached to somebody when it's just a touch and go situation? That nobody was saying that they had to stay. That was just that person that came into your life and you made that point. Now it's time for you to go. Or is that person that just needed your guidance? Now you have to be able to go. And those are the things that's coming on. Even with people that has been in your life a lot of times, it's just like, there's a lot of times where you just feel like, what? You're encouraging a lot of people that watch you. They may not say nothing, but they see you. They see you. They may not say. If I have a person that really says, you know what, you inspired me, and I appreciate that. I'm not going to be hating on you. You get enough of that out in the street already, as it is, where people just want to, the energy that's coming into you. I'm like, oh, you trying to be combative? Where are we having a discussion, or is this going to be a debate? Okay, well, you'll have that by yourself, and I'll be going over here and doing my thing that's going to be peaceful. You have to be able to do it. It's like, I've been married 29 years. Oh, God bless you. And it's like, oh, that was September 1st. It's like, and want and need love, romance. The time is with my man. Oh. No, I've been celibate for 5 years, so I'm good. But I guess I do understand what you're talking about. I love you. I feel There ain't nothing normal about us. I'm just letting you know. No, hell no. Ain't nothing normal. Ain't nothing normal about us at all. No, it's just normal how we allowed ourselves to stay sane for so long. Because even I be twitching every once in a while, and you get that, But it's just like I like to be able to be like this in my videos, and I love to be able to interact with people and just bring you a laugh. It's like when you come here, I want you to have that good time, because sometimes, we deal with reality and we place too much seriousness in it. Everything can get on your nerves. It's like you go outside, you pissed off, you mad as hell at the daggone bird. Like, why are you chirping so much? Can you just real quick, or why you got to keep flying around me? It's just like stuff like that. It's that we are the normal one. No, the hell we're not. We're not normal. It's not, but that's a good thing. I don't want to be normal. I want to be able to stand out in my uniqueness. I don't want to be like nobody else. I like being not normal. There ain't nothing normal about my life. And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay. But yeah, it's just like since we had those 2 moons that were back to back, what was it, on the 21st and 22nd? That was like the truth sealer right there. Because you'll start seeing a lot of things different. You'll start hearing a lot of people's hidden thoughts about you, about themselves, and different things. And it's just like, oh, you still in that same, okay, I'll let you go ahead and do that then. He's like, no, I got more constructive things to do, that's going to bring upon my life to make me better. I'm on that. Have a good day. I'm not even going to do that. I'm like, have a good day. I see you still up to that same old games. I'll let you do that on your own. Oh, love and light. Shamalaya. Whatever you got to go, whatever you got to do, I'm just gone. And just have to be able to do that. Because it's just like, we place seriousness a lot in our lives. We're dealing with so many different emotions. You're dealing with a lot of closure. It's been happening. It's like I'm very thankful for the gifts and the blessings. Yeah, because it gets very intense. Because a lot of times people are like, it's a blessing and a curse. I love mine because it gives me that pre-warning, that omen. I'm like, hey, toxic person 3 meters away. Ooh, okay, thank you. He's like, hey, how you doing? No speak English. I'll go right. Don't speak English. Be saying something else. Hey, what you speak? Cantonese. That's all I'll say. I'll just make up a language and just leave me alone. I got to, and it's just been that you have to be able, there's a lot of things that will show you that truth that you have to be open like that. That just almost flew over my head if I would have kept looking that way, and you're doing that. And then there's times where you have to allow yourself to have that power and mean no and stick to that. Being solid with your boundaries is like, hey, you keep overstepping that. You keep overstepping that. I got to go. And if you keep announcing that you want that person to stay. But if they can't respect that, I'm out. It's like, I'm out. I'm good. I'm out. It has both, but I'd rather keep what's true. Yeah, it is. A lot of times the curse is, like I was saying in my other video, the curse is you can see so many beautiful things in the world. People will be able to just change and look at it that way. Because some people are okay being closed-minded. Anything that they can't see, touch, feel, taste, it don't exist. Or if you're doing something they don't understand, you're doing something against God. And I'm just like, let me kind of tell you a secret real quick. God sent me this way. God's an empath too, right? You're not going to be able to tell people that. But, it is what it is. It's just that time where you're being able to see a lot of things that can create peace for your life. And the saddest part is you really want to direct other people to see the same things that you see, but they just choose not to. And that's not your chore to do. You drop that seed. Because a lot of times, when I came on this path, I thought I had to sit up here and heal everybody. Or I had to stay in situations, no matter how toxic it was, to heal that person. It's like, hey, empath 101, you ain't supposed to heal nobody. You supposed to put them in that direction they heal themselves. You mirror out those toxicities that they have so they can heal themselves. It may gain you a lot of enemies, but they need to heal themselves. Even people in the tribe with us, you'll have many people like, oh, Why they're always giving her the answers? Why is she seeing things I don't even see? I don't know. I ain't like, I'm like, pick me, leave her alone, pick me. I don't want that. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can lead a horse. You can get. I can't. I said my biggest quote I always have: you cannot have a baby walk when it's still in this crawling stage. You can't do that, because before you like get up, little boo boo is gonna fall flat back down. Come on, get up. I'm like, can't do it. They're gonna fall right back down. I'm gonna let you go ahead and crawl. When you feel like you have that energy to get up and walk, I'm gonna allow you to do that. And it's like, yeah, you can't. And it's like I always allow everyone to use and walk on me enough years, and I learned how to forgive me, and learning the love of appreciating myself, but not allowing anyone to use. You can, because you have to be at that point to say, you know what, I'm not going to be that target of your gaslight punching bag. I'm not going to be your doormat. I'm not going to be that one that when you feel like you need to empower yourself, you're going to try to find some way to trigger me or try to hurt me to get a reaction out of me. Do that to yourself. I really don't understand. I guess it's just like with me. If I'm going to really mess up your life, I'm just like, I don't like you, and I'll make your life a living hell. Just, keep one eye open. Don't walk. Don't turn your back on me. Okay. Just, when I was in those moments, I used to be very brutal, but I said I was more truthful about it. I mean, I maybe came out with an itch with a heavy B in the front of it, but at least you can say, I'm being truthful. You need to respect that. I'm being honest. But now it's just like, you taking me out of my character. You're doing too much. I'm going to let you be. Anything that has to disturb your peace, you have to just allow that to be a toxicity, a virus, a walking infection, whatever it wants to be. Allow that to be over there while you allow yourself to keep going. Because there's a lot, I'm like, ooh. You have to come up with some weird words when it comes to certain people. They're a walking infection. They said a lot of times people try to hurt you. They're hurting themselves. They're not hurting you, even though it may hurt you. But at the end, you tend to get these things back. And then people wondering why their health is breaking loose. They got stress coming right back to them. You keep on, whatever you have served other people, you getting force fed that back. And then you're wondering why your life is like that, and it's just like, you have to cut off. I have not talked. Hey, we need to talk. No, we don't. I said, when last couple of times we didn't talk, I didn't enjoy that. You did, but I didn't. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need people in my life like that. A lot of times people put this image of what will terrify them, what will hurt them, what will scare them, and they apply it to your life. And I tell people, what, if you would have gave me a positive life on my upbringing, you would have tried that like maybe in my early 20s, my late 30s, or you would have probably had me a ring dinger. But now, since you done broke me in at like 7, 8 years old, I'm used to it now. Now it's just that choice. I ain't got to deal with that, because I already see what the plan is. People can tell you all what they want to, but I see the plan and I have to appreciate it. Thank you. You have to be able to do that. Because some people, they're used to, let me tell this because I want people to see me this way. Or let me, I want people to always, I say, why are you looking for approval with people that don't even approve themselves? Why are you doing that? And then don't do situations where, sooner or later, it's going to get talked about and you're going to still be seen, but then they're going to see the truth. It's just like that with people. And you have to be able to say, well, it was sooner going to happen later. You just sooner than later. But if it would have been me, I would have let that happen a long time ago. But I have to allow myself to be peace with me. Because I felt the old Roslynn coming up and I'm like, girl, they ain't even part of you no more. You have to be able to do it and just say, God bless you. A lot of times those situations, those challenges, those hurts, those pains, those things that people project on you, they feel like that can be that energy stealer, because a lot of people are just energy vampires. They're the thief of joy. They're the thief of happiness. It's like I wish we all had people like you in our lives as possible. Yeah, a lot of times you do, and they say they're crazy. they say they're really crazy. She telling lies. As soon as I seen that, it made me think about that. What is it, Delphine Lowry? Lowry. I was thinking about what's my show? American Horror Story. Like, yeah, this is no lies. You have, and there's a lot of times people admire me for that, but there's a lot of people that don't like me for that. Either way, I'm appreciated. I appreciate you not liking me. So that tells me a lot about what you need to know about yourself. And other people, I'm glad, let's go ahead and talk. Let's switch up ideas. We can grow together. It's like we can be able to do this and keep it moving. So it's just like, I love to live in my truth. I don't feel like if I have to lie about something, that's just doing too much. Then just simple truth. Don't even say anything. I don't want to go back and have to, damn, what did I tell them the first time? I don't like thinking about that. That's just like these reality shows. I didn't say that. Oh, well, let's go back on season 2 when you were sitting up here, it's like, no, it's I'd rather people not like me, but respectful. It's just like when you can, that's why I was telling a friend girl this the other day and we were laughing about it. I was watching this guy, like he's doing hard time. I was watching this thing on Netflix. It was about these criminals. And they were talking about what got them in life sentences. And the man said, calm, cool, collected. Y'all tried to kill my wife. Let me get up out of here again. I missed the last time. I'm gonna make sure I get it this time. I'm like, damn. But I can respect. I say he cold, but he's respectful and truthful about what he said. I missed her last time. It was like a hairline to her forehead. The next time, bullseye. If I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna really get some time. He's like, let me go back out. Y'all giving me all this time and she ain't dead. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it, but I bust out. I had to pause. I said, let me just go outside for a minute. But then I can say I can respect that because you were being honest about if you get me out of here, I swear I'm gonna finish it off. They already giving me life, so let me get double life. I ain't even gonna live in through the first one, but I'm gonna go ahead and make sure she giving. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true crime. Okay, no, wait a minute. I don't know if that one's. It's like it's better to be sad with the truth. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, because I don't know. It's like on it's on Netflix, but it was about a show like Doing Life or something like that. And it was these different people was talking about what got them on that life, life sentence. And it was just the guy just sitting there. Yeah, my wife used to piss me off. She pushed me to that point to try to kill her. She's still living. Now I'm sitting up here in life. He was like, so are you remorseful? Hell no. If I had a chance, I'll go do it again. But this time I won't miss. I'm like, I laughed, but I was like, that's not funny. But I can respect it because he being honest. You know how some of these folks, they be wanting to get out of jail. I'm remorseful. I'm sorry. I done found the Lord Jesus Christ, one of them prison preachers or something like that. Next thing they know, they gonna make sure they done got new ideas to the criminals they doing. They blue collar criminals now. It's like so sad, but at least honest. You have to. I seen that was an interesting. It was. I can't remember who it was, but it was an older man. But it was just like, I'm like, damn. He's just sitting up here talking about if I had another chance, I said that's the main reason why they got you in maximum security and you don't come out that much, and it was like that. But I was laughing, but I can say, you know what, I can respect you because I can't stand them folks that sit up here and do stuff to people and they're like, I don't know why they're tripping like that. I'm like, gaslight mother. They gaslight, but then they were like, I don't know why they act like that because they put you in that vibration. And when you snap, you already showing that person about all the lies they fed them. So they had to gaslight you in front of people to make sure the lies that they're already saying it matches up, But a lot of times it's like it's sad. Yeah. And it's like, you're going through these things and you have to be that one. It's like, you know what? I've been that person that you kick the dog when it's down. It's like anytime I try to get up, you try to find different ways to just knock me back down again. And then it got to that point where you already know it's just predictable when certain things happen. I'm like, here we go again. Oh, Lord, I wish you'd get other project instead of me. But then I appreciate that because then it's let me know. Either I can allow this to affect me or I can allow myself to learn lesson and just like, and a lot of times you're dealing with those karmic cycles to where you're boxed in to where you can't leave. You can't get any kind of help because it's that situation where you got to save yourself. You can't keep running, because if you keep running, you're going to run into a certain situation like that again. And it can get a lot worse, and it's like, I hate that crap. Yeah. And I just look at people and I said, you know what? especially when I see these people that keep, it's like when these people are very narcissistic or they're very abusive, they feel like they have this security shield guard on that nobody can take you out. I'm like, there's a lot of people that came up missing and stinking somewhere because of the stuff that you doing. Like, no, just keep letting them do it. Because I used to be that person that want to wish bad on you. You don't have to do that with people like that. That's going to eventually come back to them anyway. And you just got to place prayer on folks like that. They need prayer more than we do, because it's just the fact is with us, we feel broken, battered, whatever. But we're allowing ourselves to face what we have came attached to, what we have gotten used to, because, we've been on that frequency for so long. It became our best friend. You know what I'm saying? So when universe allowed you to say, you know what, you lack love with yourself, you place your happiness, you disregarded and discarded your happiness to please people that didn't even care about how that made you feel. They wanted you to be everything as friends, family, lovers, partners, husband, wives, baby mama, baby daddy, brother, sister, father, son, all these different things. But then when you start getting this emotional clearing, you see this is like, ooh, external validation, ooh, mommy, daddy issues, ooh, abandonment issues, ooh, neglect issues, ooh, gaslighting. It'll be these situations and I see it. And then I can allow myself to say, well, I can point out everybody's issue. Now I was victimizing. Like victim. I didn't even know I was doing that to myself. I didn't know I was doing that. And then it was just like, Dad, I was, because they did this, they did that, they did this, that. I'm glad you did that, because it helped me find myself, and it glad me to know I don't vibrate on that situation. Because a lot of times we try to understand, why do we have gravitation with so many toxic people? And, it was a new shocker to me, because it's just like, because you had that same kind of characteristics they did. I'm like, shut your mouth. Shut up. No, I didn't. And actually, yeah, I did. And then when I got to that point, I look at certain people in certain situations. I'm like, well, it'll make me want to gag, because it's like, that was a lie. It's like, what is this? This was a lie. I know this was an illusion. What did I like about that? That is just not attractive. It's not. It's like, yes, we all know those people. I have to. Oh, yes, you got to pray for them, because those are more brutal people that it is, because they hurt. There will be certain people I'm around, and I'll want to cry, and I'm like, this ain't my emotion. Even it was like certain things that just popped off. It ain't my emotion. Where is that coming from? I'm getting aggravated. I'm like, I was in a good mood. I'm like, oh, that wasn't even my emotion. Detach. That's why I had to light up my daggone Palo Santo, whatever this is, but it smelled good, and it's very light. So I had to do that. And those are the things that, because I noticed I'm starting to purge out a lot. And when I purge, I start sweating really bad. And it is just like, okay, you're detaching yourself. You done picked up somebody else's emotion, and that's not yours. Because I was like, where did this come from? Oh, that's not mine. Yes, and I think that's what is it, Pato Salto. I think I'm saying it right. These are the ones they got at Walmart, because I had my white sage, and that it gave good energy, but that smell, I'm like, oh my God. People are like, I ain't coming in your room. It's like, what is that? It wards off evil. So that means it's working. I was like, I ain't coming over here. That means it's working, and I'm good about it. You see that black girl to be like this, well, where the sage is like, you can't be coming around here with all that. Yeah, I love this one. I'll light it up every few minutes. It's like, when I'll be doing a video, I'm like, let me light this up. It brings balance, So all those different things is coming on right now, because you'll start feeling different shifts that's taking place. It's like people already try to make all the problem because we overtake everybody's problems and don't realize that. Because I was wondering, I'm like, where is this aggravation coming from? Because I was okay, and then I was just like, oh, that's not even mine. Yes, that's what it is. But that white sage I want to find me some lavender sage. That smells really good, but where I'm at, it don't. I got that white one, and I'm just like, my daughter said, Mama, why it smell like a female locker room in here? And I'm like, oh, that's that sage I just burned. That ain't me. I just got in the shower. So it's not me. So it was just like, she started busting out laughing, because I'm like, no, that's not me. I smell like soap and, deodorant and stuff like that. But then it's just like, that white sage give off a smell. I don't know, but it could be different energies too that can enhance that as well. But I know this one, I'm like, the only thing is like that lavender says is the shit. Yes, I know. And it brings out that pure balance. Yes. Miranda, there's somebody with double P's in your life, and you need to cut them off. I don't know. Every time I keep lighting this, the more your folks keep coming to me telling me this. I tell her the PPs, the double PPs needs to go. Whoever it is, because they're creeping. They may be saying one thing, but they already know your little, they know your little routine, so they try to make sure they overpower that. I don't know who, you may know who I'm talking about. They say the double P's. So, and it's like another person. I don't know if they like Minnie Mouse or some kind of anime characters. That's another one you need to. They're very questionable. So yeah, because I work very hard to stay away from everyone with stress and drama. Yeah, and it's just like you have double P. Well, it could be either or. If it's somebody that are double P, but it could be mirror image, so it could be backwards. So it's somebody that has the double P's, or it could be a double. If it's the double, either one. Because, sometimes spirit comes in and there's just a lot of different energy that's coming on right now. Because I was trying to quiet myself. That's why I started lighting that to calm it down so I can hear what they're saying. But it's that person that has the same, like if it's somebody that that has those same those letters that but it's like in that family. Like the Kardashians, everybody got K's. Whoever that is, they're not the only person in that family got that same one, but them like that. If that makes any kind of sense to you. You ain't got to say it, but if you either yes or no. And there's another person that really has a thing about anime characters that and it's just like, you get a shift about them too, but it's just like they're trying to disguise themselves. It's like master of disguise. It's like how rare, very. Okay, so you'll know, because it's so I don't know if that clicks the thing about the anime characters, but it may be a certain person that does these things has a fascination with anime characters. How rare is Heyokas? Do they sense each other? It depends, because there's a lot of times that we can walk around and it's like we can be ignorant towards our own gifts at times. It's not ignorant as in being stupid, but being very unaware. Because there's a lot, like I can get visions, like there's a lot of them that's coming up out of the dirt. I had this like about 6-7 months ago. There are certain premonitions that I would have, and I said, oh, there's a lot of them that's coming out the dirt, because there's a lot of us that are leading. It's like, hey, come with me, I'm guiding you. So it could be just a touch here, go factor, and then they go about their business. So it is just like, and there are some of them on different levels. There are some of them that have different gifts that become, oh, you're this, so it can, there's some of them that are not wanting to accept that, because they look at Heyokas as like they act arrogant, they're this. No, it's just the fact is that y'all see us as that. It's not, there's some people out there that are very full of themselves, so I won't say that, but I know with me, I only can tell myself about me. I can't tell about anybody else, but unless I sense it. But there's it's very, very, very rare. I've had people that tested me, they're like, oh, you're black, you can't do that. We're hybrids. They're making hybrids right now, because whatever is about the surface, they can't have the characteristics that is it's like you see through. He's like, well, you're like, relax. Yeah, it's just you're going through these different things, and right now it's just like there's some that are, the tribes are getting very pissed off. Like, you're saying you're this, you're claiming you're this, and you don't go against that, but they don't know there's been a big shift. because a lot of people come to me and it's like, Roslynn, I really carry these traits of Heyoka, but I'm from Scotland, or I'm from Siberia, or I'm from Iraq. And that's the main reason why they picked them like that, because they had to be hidden in plain sight. And it's like, whatever is about to surface, it's like if you walk around here with the distinct features of Native American, you're already being pegged out. So they already know, oh, I can't talk about that. That's in enemy lines. But they pick people that, even though you can be taught all that, you know everything word for word, dot by dot, different animals, different feathers, different paint, different war paint, different fire rituals, all that. But there are certain things that are left hidden that cannot be discussed, because there's even, there's enemies in the tribe at times. And sometimes it's just like they come at me and say, you say this one more time, or if I can bring up something, and then there'll be certain things that'll come out, they already know full fact she's not lying, because there's certain things that come to me, and you have to be one of those chosen ones for that. So whatever it is, ancient ones, the mark ones, the tribal vibes, the tribal ancestors, the collective within that, it's like Shamanook or something like that, you say, because there's certain times I'll talk in that mother language and I'm like, what the heck am I talking about? Making sure I ain't conjuring up anything. Yeah, it's like the animation characters from videos. Yeah. There'll be certain things that there's no way of me knowing unless I've been taught like that, because it's just, I found out this about myself. It's almost been close to 4 years. For 4 years is that we all come in very, colorful shapes and sizes. Yeah. And it's just that we're hybrids, and it's like our trigger, our vibrations is very intimidating to a lot of people. And a lot of times you have enemies when you don't even know why you got enemies. You probably went through that your whole life. Like that, anytime I went to school, had a job, I was always getting into it with somebody. My mom like, what are you doing? I ain't gotta be doing nothing. If you ask me a question, I'm just very bold about mine, very vocal. I've been like this since I was little. My mom's like, you have to tell them everything you think. No, but I think it's very therapeutic to be honest. And it's like, no, that's going to be the main thing that's going to get you in trouble, because you be very vocal. Mine is shockful. So it's just like, I said, why did this come out all of a sudden with me? Because it was just like, what made you think it was all of a sudden? I'm just like, because of why am I just finding this out now? And it's just like, universe took me way back when I was little, it's like, I think I deleted them. You good? But that don't mean they ain't gonna come back. That's what you have to understand. They may come back. So they're telling me to tell you that for a reason. You ain't gotta go into detail. Like if we do it, we gotta DM it on certain things, because eyes, ears, vibrations. You don't gotta go that. We can talk about that on a private level. But yeah, there's too many eyes that's going around where you can't go into depth about conversation. Yeah, it is unfair. There are people put death threats on me. So it's just like, people like, if you say that one more time, I'm fine with you. Okay, come at me, get at me. It's okay. I was like, a lot, you just don't know what kind of things I got behind me. You try that if you want to, but go ahead. You have been that way. But then it was just like, when I see different things, my family, is from high Native American, very up east. I was born near a reservation. It's just like when my mom needed answers and certain things I got sicknesses from, she took me, to different chiefs and medicine men and shamans and stuff. I didn't know what the heck my mom was doing. I had to wear special amulets when I was growing up. Yeah. And it's just like, then you'll start noticing, because they'll be all out of a sudden like, where did this come from? And if there'll be certain timelines, your guides will show you. And it wouldn't make no sense to you. You're like, oh, okay. Because they used to put little headdresses on me, and then they'll say little things and paint it on my head, and then take me, and I'll go out of body for a minute and come back, and didn't realize what was going on with me, because it was like my mom, she's Native American and all those different things, and, and African American at the same time. But all those different things, it was preparing me for this moment right now, because I used to have a very interest in Native American history, get very emotional about different things that I've seen when, tribes come together, because there's a lot of different ones that are very selective. Like, we got Apache, Flatfoot, Blackfoot, whatever, these different ones. And now there's certain ones that are they're starting to combine, and they may not be showing it, but there are certain ones that separate, and there are certain ones that got to come together, because different shifts is coming on. It's like American culture is so beautiful. It is. It really is, because it took me back on certain situations in my life where I was like very intrigued by these different things and didn't know why. And then, because all of a sudden, is when I used to smoke on the peace pipe, and different things I would see, or certain animals will connect with me, and I would talk to them. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, that's weird. I'm like, I've been like that since I was little. But then it was just like, when it came out, it made sense. My family's from Minnesota. My grandfather's side is from, deep in the bayou. So it's in the voodoo, not bad things, but all those different things, and they migrated together. So all those different things is coming up, and it showed me a lot about myself. Like, yes, I do. I did a lot of ceremonies when I was younger. Yeah, and even right now, when you're going through that shift, your spirit is into that. When we can be seen by certain individuals, but it has to be hush hush for other ones. Especially like the Chippewas and all these different ones that are coming in, and it is coming together. Because there'll be certain times that I will go into a trance and I'll start speaking in that language. It's like, you can call me something like that, I'll be ready to fight you. I'm like, what'd you call me? And it'll be stuff like that. Because, it's like, little Heyoka, did you just call me a hoe? It would be stuff like that. Be like, no, you little, it's like, little Heyoka, what did you call me? It's like a trickster. Did you call me a trick? It'd be certain things like that. And they talk, how they talk in riddles. It's like puzzle pieces clicking together. Yeah. So it was like, when all those different things went on, and I was wondering, I was like, why y'all keep saying Heyoka to me? And, in certain things you can have, when your vibration changes, you will remember your dreams for a minute, and then it'll be gone in the next, you know what I'm saying? So, but there'll be things now, it could be something that's in the air, like, oh, okay, that's not important. But if you're remembering, that's a message. So it was like, wait a minute, I used to have this all the time. Like, when we go to the reservations, back when we used to go to Oklahoma and Texas, these different things, and they'll have like the totems and stuff like that. And I'll go talk to them. They're like, what are you doing? I'm listening. I'll be like, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, she's, my mom would be, okay, she's like that. And then my mom's ex-husband, he was like, she don't need to be doing that. That's weird. Because he was that type of person. If you can't feel it, touch it, see it, it doesn't exist. So it was like, when my mom, she was sensitive like that. So she understood what was going on. He just didn't. But then it made a lot of sense. It's like, you got to catch yourself before you slip back where you were. Yeah, it's within your vibration. It is. It really is. So it's just like, a lot of things will take you down that trail. If because they want you to be able to understand this was a part of your destiny before you even got here. That was already set in stone when you you still a twinkle in your dad's eye, down there, in the luggage area. They already said that one, we need that one here. And so those are the things because you're going through vibrations, you're going to have your moments of your old self, and you're going to have moments of your new self. And then there's things that's going to come up, and you're going to be very sensitive towards that, because you're going to start seeing through things, because the more you empty is leaving room for the good. You're not being, lured by illusions, anger, jealousy, uncertainty, fear, all these things, even though it may still be there, because we have, we're in a human shell, spiritual beings, human shell. So we'll carry human emotions. So these are the things, it's like certain things, you'll go retreat, and you're coming one, you're going in your higher oneness. Because it's just like High Priestess Miranda, High Priestess on whatever. Yeah, they keep on telling me saying High Priestess with you. But, these are the things that's going to start coming up, and it's not, you're like, oh, I feel weird. You're starting to see where your issues are, and you're going to see where your traits are, to where it's saying that's not bad. That's not weird. It may feel weird to you, but when I feel it, you're being very selective, because you're going to say, okay, this is where my problem lies. Let me allow myself to find a solution for this problem so I can move on, and I got to stay here in this situation. You're actually doing something that's normal. That's not weird. Maybe weird to you because you're on a new vibration. So it's just like things get extra sensitive to us. Anytime you get extra sensitive and you start clocking different things, you don't even really know you're on a whole new different frequency, because you're feeling the shift where you weren't able to feel it before. Because when you were still holding on to toxic attachments, you still had your own issues. Like we all have it, because that's human. But when you're going through that spiritual clearance, you'll start seeing a lot of things you weren't able to see it before. And then you're going to say, oh, okay, that, you're not following behind, the other people that are choosing just to stay like they are. They're like, oh, that's just too much. And I'm not, no, and you'll start seeing a lot of things that other people are not wanting to see or not ready to see yet. So that's a really good thing. That is really, really a good thing for everybody to do, because it's just like now when you're going through that moment, is I was born where the trail of tears ended. Oh, it's like Oklahoma, and it's a very angry place to live. Well, there, just because if that's the place where aggression and sorrow is, that doesn't mean you have to really allow yourself to. They don't want you to be a martyr for anything like that. Even though that's where it started, that doesn't have to continue. So you can come from a place where it's pain, anguish, all that, but you don't have to allow that to define you, because if you're allowing yourself to go through that transition and saying, I know who I am, just because I came from this place doesn't mean I have to allow that to attach to my name, and a lot of times we choose to do that and not realize we're doing that. But it's like, it doesn't matter where you're born, it's about where you're allowing yourself to go. So you don't have to worry about that, because that can be like a mark of transformation. I'm trying to find a good word to say for it. But even though it may, where you're from, where you resonate, where your stomping ground is, it can have a very negative vibrational or a very negative. No, it's like where you are. Oh, where are you talking about? Georgia? What are you talking about? I'm so lost. Like, what are you talking about? It's like you've got to catch yourself before you slip back where you are in your vibration. As I was born where the Trail of Tears in Oklahoma. No, like, okay, I'm trying to understand what you're talking about, Jackson. I'm trying to make sure I ain't trying to pick nothing, but I was just trying to make sure it's like, it's not a matter of where you are, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's where you're going. Because a lot of times, when I first started, I always kept on attaching myself to the most negative part of my life, because that's what I'm used to. But it's just like, why are you doing that? You're not even there anymore. I think I got it. Yeah. So it's just like, even though your life may have started off like hell, breaking loose in your life, don't mean you got to stay there. Because some people say, that's a part of me, I'm claiming it, I'm keeping it. Why though? If you can make your life a lot better, you define what you are. Don't allow where you're from, what what your family acts like, what they do, what you even used to be. When you can allow yourself to say, you know what, I was a walking train wreck. I had to allow myself to face some certain things that really molded me to feel that way about myself. Now I'm understanding where my pain came from, where that vibration came from. I'm self-assessing myself and detaching from that. But I'm not shameful of that, because it made me a better person. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of time people don't, there's people that I have to respect that, I really hold dear, and they say, I don't like that part of my life, or I'm not that person. But I have to say, you know what? Appreciate who that person was, because it made you so much better now. I'll tell people, I used to dance for years. I used to, be an exotic dancer for like 6-7 years. I used to write checks. I used to be addicted to opiates. I used to be a heavy drinker. I used to shoplift. I used to be, a cutter. I used to be that person. I was very suicidal. I was very toxic to myself and people. I self-medicated. And I don't have no problem with people knowing that, because it's like, I'm not afraid to tell people my background, because I don't even attach to that anymore. I have an issue where I smoke cigarettes every once in a while, but I'm okay with that. I judge me. I don't care about whatever anybody else thinks of me. But when you're showing people, this is, that's my closet of skeletons all right there, but it's neatly hanging, pressed. I don't have, and I'm all allowed to show. I don't care about my scars being shown. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for pity, but just to be able to show you. Never be shameful of what is taking place in your life, because there's so many people that try to judge you and even got their own stuff together. Somebody will probably tell you about their life, but they ain't even self-assessing themselves. They can look at everybody else's issues and don't even look at their own. They're like, well, Roslynn, what's your problem? Oh, I'm still healing. I ain't healed, so don't try me. But I'm still healing. Like, don't do that. People love the whole, oh, yes. People, and I always tell people, the biggest mistake that they do is try to keep you in a mask they placed on you. Because I'll feel it. When I deal with people that I don't cut off, I see it. A lot of times I just see it and I just shake my head and just keep going. I'm like, damn, y'all still to the same old thing. Y'all ain't upgraded. Oh, y'all maybe changed your little deceitfulness, but you add a little bit more to it. And it's like, why don't you just heal? That'd be so much simpler. But then it's just like, you have to be able to go through that. You have to really see how people are, so you can allow yourself to know, are you going to still attach to that? Or are you going to allow yourself to learn this life lesson, saying, this is not who I want to be? Pray for that person, because they, they're at war with themselves. But God is using me to break my patterns, my traits, my habits that I've became very accustomed to. And it's just like, it's just, it's like a virus to me. I don't want to do that. But they'll do that. They were like, and I used to be hearing, you maybe want to be famous one day. Would you want people to, worry about the things you used to do for what? You tell me the first person has been squeaky clean from the time they came out their mama's whatever, until they are where they are now. And they ain't never got in trouble. They ain't got no moving violation. They ain't never got a fight. They ain't never got a little F in school. You show me that person and we'll really work some wonders. But until then, you're not going to make me ashamed about the things that I did. Because a lot of times people used to point the fingers, but they didn't, point the fingers and tell them, oh, but did you tell them why you had me doing stuff like that? And it's just crazy, because people do that. They want, you still, they want to put you into that. You approach me with, me, I'm not even her anymore. Oh, you tell me about what I used to do? Oh, well, I guess I got to, I'm going to leave you back with that memory and let me, focus on the new me. Oh, but no, you keep on wanting to attach me to that. That's not me anymore. And you have to be that way, and it's just like, people like, oh, I'm, try to, trigger somebody. Oh, I'm not going to argue with you. You'll be doing that by yourself, because I'm not about to do it. I know my truth. I know your truth. And you still want to lie about your truth. So I'm going to keep on going with my truth and go peace. You have to be able to do that. A lot of times people try to bring you into the war they are already in within themselves. And those are the ones you just got to pray for. Because people will point to everybody else and say about the issues. But I say, you ain't going to say nobody. I ain't talking about me. I notice you never want to talk about you, though. You never do. But I'm like, okay, I just let you go. You have to be able to do that. Because it's just like, when you deal with certain things like that, when you're allowing yourself to say, you know what? I had to deal with me, and I had to really face me. And that wasn't something easy I can do. But that takes strength too. It takes strength and persistence, And those are the things I had to be honest about myself for. I had to show where I was toxic to my own self, because I allowed myself to be affected by other people's actions. Or I tried to justify myself all the time when they were just comfortable with misunderstanding. They didn't want to see that truth because they hid from their own. You can't make somebody see the truth with you if they're not looking at the truth within themselves. It'll be just... You be running around like a dog trying to chase his own tail. You're going to get worn out, and it's still, you're still going to be in the same place. Like, damn, you tired yet? Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you go ahead and keep chasing your tail. You have to be that way. You really have to be that way. And those are the things, it's just like, I can tell myself, I still work on that. And it's just like, I've always been that person. If I was really on some deceitful stuff, I'll tell you, I'm like, I ain't that one you want to do that with, because I don't like you. And if I get that chance to, I'm going to rip you apart. I really am. And people used to laugh at me like, Roslynn being serious. Hell yeah, it's heart attack. You want me to say it again so the people in the back can hear me? And I used to be that way. Now it's just like I have to really work on my energy and allow myself to know I got to be very picky about where I place my energy at. And you have to be able to do that. Because, everybody's out there and they want to point the finger. It's like when they point one finger, you point one finger at one person, you pointing 3 back at yourself. And people don't know that. They're digging a ditch for you. They're going to be the one that falls right on it. Because if you're allowing yourself to work on yourself every day, you see where your issues are. You see what your problems are. You know where your healing needs to go to. You recognize your growth. And right now, what did you tell me, Roslynn? I've been cutting off people. You already learning it. And for sure, it takes a lot of strength to do that. It does. And a lot of times, how you get people that are very toxic and say you're weak. You're this, you're that. And it's just like, have you tried to face anything in your life that really just shook you to the core? That matter of fact, have you faced the things that have you keep on doing the same thing you keep trying to place on me? Oh, what'd you say? Oh, okay, so no, that's the weak person, because strong people, you know what you're facing is going to give you aggravation. You're going to get pissed off. You're going to be ready to fight. You're going to be ready to fight your own self. You're getting on your own nerves, but you already know you're facing this and it's not easy. It's just not. It's not. Crickets. Girl, that's my same word. I'm like, oh, there goes some crickets. Why you say that? Crickets don't have so much to say. When you far away, you come up on it. You can hear a mouse peeing on cotton when they're there. He was like, they won't say nothing. I'm like, wait a minute, no, why don't you have that conversation? Because I'll be that type of person. What'd you say? Well, I said, since you're here loud enough so I can tell you about what I said about you. And I'll do that. So it's just like you have to be able to say, you have to appreciate those things. Even the ones that trigger you have to appreciate that. Because they're on that mission of keeping you down, or you're on that mission from detaching and keeping yourself up. And that's the exact purpose why they're in your life. Yeah, it's like I gotta walk my dog. Girl, I'm about to go ahead and just press pause anyway. But thank you for the chat, sis. I appreciate you, Jackson. Jennifer, thank you for coming in. We're gonna talk later. So when you finish walking your dog or whatever you gotta do, you just hit me up, because it was just a lot of things that I had to tell you, but I couldn't go into details. And I'm not hearing nothing else, but yeah. But I hope all y'all have a good night, because I do have to recharge myself. I'm tired. I'm still sleepy. But I'll talk to you later. Much love to y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the support. Much love. Namaste.